No guys, your eyes aren't deceiving you. This is Project Cars 3. Miles and miles away from what Project Cars 2 is. And that is what we call the Codemasters effect. So for anyone who doesn't know, Codemasters bought Slightly Mad Studios, who created Project Cars 2 and Project Cars a couple of years ago. They purchased them a couple of years ago, and clearly they have had a very large influence on the development of this game. And I'm going to call it a game because it's clearly not a sim, because it's a lot closer to Forza or Need for Speed than it is iRacing, Assetto Corsa, R-Factor. As you can see, we're on a street circuit with some, obviously a Mercedes AMG, and this is not what Project Cars 2 was. It's far from it. So this is some early beta footage that has appeared online the last couple of hours, well, the last day or so, kind of alongside the announcement trailer that they released. And it's, yeah, I would say it's not gone down too well with the community, because Project Cars 2 was kind of that alternative to iRacing. iRacing is expensive. There's no doubt about that. There is a kind of a financial commitment that you have to make to iRacing, obviously with being a subscription service and then all that extra purchases required. And Project Cars 2, apart from a few DLCs, allowed you to gave that alternative. It was the one-off purchase. It was pretty much kind of aimed at sim racing in general. The community that wanted to take things more seriously. You could play it with a controller if you wanted to on console or PC, but if you wanted to get more seriously involved in regards to the setups of the cars and a user wheel with force feedback, then this was the game for you. And I think they've just alienated a lot of their player base with this. They're clearly looking at the new player base, and Codemasters have had clearly a big influence on this development. Of course, for anyone who knows Codemasters, they make the Formula 1 games, and that's not a hardcore sim. It's very, in essence, it's a very easy experience. Can be played with a controller or a steering wheel, but it's far from being a sim. And as you can see here, we're on board with the new Corvette GTE that's just been added to the IMSA series this year, and we're also around Interlagos, and obviously clearly there's a lot more going on around the track in this model compared to the iRacing model, but just the look of it, the way it works, I mean the user interface is very arcadey. You've got the music playing as well. I know that's always going to be an option to turn off. The challenges as well. It's not a sim, and they can say however much they like that it's still retaining that sim feel, and we're about trying to bring more people into the sim racing community. This isn't going to bring more people into the sim racing community. It's just, we've already had grids, we've already got Forza. We don't need another game like this. And yeah, it's disappointing from a personal standpoint as well, because Project Cars 2 got me into the hardcore sim. It's the first game that or first sim that I raced on my wheel. I originally started on Xbox and then come over to PC. But yeah, everything about it is just very disappointing, and I'm not impressed at all. Even from obviously the cockpit view itself, it doesn't feel right, and it's definitely a game that I won't be purchasing at all. I don't think it's not even one of those games that I'll see how it is. But yeah, with iRacing, when I mean it's going to be a positive and a negative on the iRacing community, I think a lot of the guys who are originally spent all their time on Project Cars 2 may now make that leap into iRacing. and give it a go. So that will help build the community and the player base, even more so than it has done in the lockdown period. But it's also going to be a detriment, because then that means that's another competitor that iRacing have lost. And iRacing, a video for another day, but the content, people say they're listening to the player base, but in essence I think they're also neglecting a lot of the player base, especially on the roads, the road side of things, the road community. And when you don't have enough competitors, it's basically, look, you either put up or you shut up. They're going to know, look, where else are you going? If we start making complaints, they're going to go, well, where are you going to go? There's nowhere else to go to. Yes, you've got R Factor. Yes, you've got Assetto Corsa. But the online system isn't as good, or nowhere near as good as iRacing. And Project Cars 2, while it still yet again wasn't as good, their online system, it was still better than most out there. And at least they kind of tried, and a lot of people were hoping that this game was going to make big steps on from that. And it's yeah, to be honest, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed if I was a hardcore Project Cars 2. Yeah, if I was a hardcore Project Cars 2 user. As you'll see here, this is like peak arcade right now. Whoever's driving this car goes around and just taps the cars, and the rear spoilers just fall off like they're attached with glue, or sticky glue, shall we say.
On the last lap now, see what you can do.
Yeah, it's well, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is it something you're still interested in buying, just for the casual experience, or was you expecting something a little bit more of a step up from Project Cars 2? But yeah, who knows? But let me know in the comments below. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Turn those notifications on, and I'll I'll see you for the next one.